as a team, we're going to crumble. Inch by inch, play by play, till we're finished. We're in hell right now, gentlemen, believe me. And we can stay here, get the shit kicked out of us, or we can fight our way back into the light. We can climb out of hell. 1 inch at a time. You know, when you get old in life, things get taken from you. I mean, that's part of life. But you only learn that when you start losing stuff. You find out life's this game of inches. So is football. Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's going to make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that inch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore, it's because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. There's 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You got to look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen. And either we heal now as a team, or we will die as individuals.
Ideas are bulletproof.
That's right. Either we come together and stand together as one unit for freedom, love, and humanity, justice and fairness, which are more than just words. Like V said in V for Vendetta, freedom, fairness, and justice, they're more than words. They're perspectives. It's a perspective on life to be free. Not allow the government to follow every little thing you do, tell you what you can and can't eat, tell you what you have to put in your body. You must let us invade your physical being and inject foreign antibodies and viruses and God knows whatever other crap they're injecting into you. Fetal tissue from, cows. It's disgusting. We have to stand up and take back what's ours. Our bodies, our freedoms, our civil liberties. Tell the TSA to screw off. You're not touching me. I'm going to tell you what, one of my friend's wives, she flew, that kind of sounds like he's got multiple wives. Let me rephrase that. My friend's wife and their 2 kids flew to go visit her parents. And this was today. And she was going through the airport, and she put TSA on notice right off the bat. And she told them, this was through Miami International Airport, and she told them right off the bat, you will not be touching me. You will not be touching my children. If you touch my children, I will scream bloody murder, and I will sue every one of you. And luckily, my friend, he's not rich, but he's well off enough that he could afford to probably sue every one of the TSA agents. And she knows that, so she stood firm and she stood by it, and she told them no. And she told them, and she made a scene about it so other people would hopefully, have the cojones to do it as well. And she told them, you're not putting me in that microwave box either, and you're not putting my children in the microwave box. I won't tolerate any of this crap from any of you people. Do you understand? And to my surprise, they backed off and let her go right through security, didn't even mess with her. So, see what standing up for yourself does? No, I'm not saying it's going to work with every TSA agent and every out of control officer, but you still have to stand your ground no matter what. Stay the course. Don't be afraid. I'm sure most of you played sports when you were a kid at one point or another. That's just like playing baseball. If you're afraid of getting hit by that baseball, you're going to flinch and you're going to strike out. You might actually get hit by the ball. You're never going to hit it. But if you keep your eye on that ball, when that ball comes at you, you park that thing. You land it out into the outfield or beyond. Same thing with hockey. People, I'm sure first couple times they play hockey, they're afraid to get hit, knocked down. After a while, look at some of these guys take hits and they get back up and they keep on trucking. Same thing with football. And no, I'm not a big sports fan at all, actually. I'm just using that because most people in this country are sports fans. So most people can, they can understand where I'm coming from on that level. Myself, I don't watch sports. I think organized sports is nothing more than brainwashing. I would rather put my energy forth into things that I do, like the radio show or the website and everything else. And speaking of the website, within the next few days, actually probably within the next 24 hours, we've already released some of the footage, and I finalized a page today about the war crimes in Libya taking place by NATO and by the NATO-backed rebels, otherwise known as Al-Qaeda. So you should go check it out. You can see what we're doing. You can see how unjustified it is and how we're not there to save civilians, considering we just blew up a house, killed over 15 civilians, including babies and young children, I'd say from the age of like maybe 12 down. And the pictures are gruesome. The videos of what the rebels are doing is gruesome. There's cannibalism videos. I'm not kidding. And it's videos shot that I was able to get from, and I wasn't like I was looking for them. Somebody approached me and asked, Susan Lindauer approached me and asked if I could help because she had been given these videos by foreign press and by aid agencies and by refugees. The refugees didn't contact her through like a foreign aid agency. Somebody that knew Susan got a hold of her, and you know how it is. But she asked me if we could help get them out and show people what was going on. And you can see in the videos that are coming out, they're captured Libyan soldiers, Gaddafi's guys, captured by the rebels that NATO is backing, and they are forced to eat a dead Libyan soldier. Cannibalism. Forced cannibalism. And these are the guys that we're backing in NATO. But hey, they're freedom fighters. So everybody raise your glass to the freedom fighters that we're backing in Libya as they force their opponents to eat each other. There's videos where they cut the throats of the Libyan soldiers, and they're taking all their weapons, and they prop up the bodies and show you what they did to these guys. So, these are the people we're backing. And the beheading video, somebody said, well, this looks like what happened in Iraq. And Susan and I both explained that the reason it looks like that is because the same people that were behind some of the beheadings in Iraq, the CIA controlled, Al-Qaeda in Iraq, are the same people that were backing these rebels in Libya. They're the exact same people. So where do you think they picked up that little trick from? Where do you think they picked that up from? You think it was just coincidental? No. There is no such thing as coincidence, especially considering we've admitted that we have CIA, the CIA we have guys that are assets of the CIA and CIA agents themselves on the ground controlling things. We already have boots on the ground in Libya. World War III is starting. There's a guy, this little jolly fat fellow professor, I think it's called Skeptical Humanities or something is his website. And he's a professor up in Georgia, and he likes to attack truth tellers and call us conspiracy theorists and everything else and joke. And he attacked Jones's video about World War III, and he said, oh, in case you didn't know it, apparently we're in World War III. Joking around about it. It's not a joke. We're bombing Pakistan. Pakistan's about ready to start fighting back physically with us. China is getting pissed off. Russia is getting pissed off about Libya. China's going to dump, they're saying they're going to dump everything that they have, dollar-wise, American, of the American dollar-wise. Russia, they're getting pissed at us. They're getting pissed at NATO. NATO itself is falling apart. So you can see this isn't a humanitarian mission. I mean, Germany pulled out of NATO because of this, because of what's going on, because they realize this is an illegal attack. They're trying to provoke World War III. Why is NATO in Northern Africa? NATO wasn't even formed to be going outside the boundaries of Europe. NATO was formed to protect Europe from the Soviet Union, the communist threat of the Cold War era. But when the communist threat went away, NATO never went away.